My name is Kait, and I've been coming to 26 West for about a year. I separated from my husband, and I was just at a really low point, just feeling really lost and working like 2 or 3 jobs, just trying to stay above water. And I had a place to go. I had home. My parents are very gracious and generous, and I was just too full of like guilt and shame to go home. Last year in February, my grandmother passed away, and she was really faithful to the Lord. People just always talked about her smile and just how much joy she had, but also just how much she loved people. And so just being where I was at in life and knowing all of this and knowing that that's just not where she wanted me to be and not what she would have wanted for me, kind of just dawned on me that I was missing something that she had, and that was Jesus. I started coming back to 26 West, and I picked up a Bible and I started doing like Bible study on my own on my lunch breaks. And I would meet a friend at work, and we would end up finding out that we were going to 26 West, but we just never ran into each other. And a couple months in, she would decide to sit with me, and on that day, Ryan would be on stage talking about summer camp, and he said that they needed lifeguards, and my friend turned to me and she's like, "You're a lifeguard." And I was like, "Yeah, that's one of my jobs." And she was a youth leader, and she's like, "I'm going to this and you should come." And I was like, "Okay, like I'll give it a try." The Lord would kind of start whispering to me like the day that we were leaving for camp, just through the people I was meeting and things that they were saying to me. It was the first or second night we were in worship, and I was just crying out to the Lord and just praying and asking like if he's real, where has he been, and why hasn't he shown up, and why have I gone through all of these things in my life? It kind of reminds me of the story of the woman at the well. And she runs off and she says, "I met a man that told me everything I ever did." In this moment, God just flashed like a film reel before my eyes, and he just showed me everywhere that he had been in my life, all the way up to that moment. And he was just whispering like, "I've been here this whole time, and you just haven't stopped to look, and you haven't stopped to ask, and you really haven't been quiet enough to listen." I reached out to Ryan and I asked, when do baptisms happen? And he asked, who are you wanting to do this for? And I was like, myself. And he was like, "Wait, what? Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready. There's just no denying the Lord anymore. I want to live this life for Jesus, and other people need to know about it. I want everybody to experience that." Now I see people differently. I think I have a lot more grace and patience, and I think I also have a lot more grace and patience for myself. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself before to do the next big thing or reach that next goal, but now I feel like as long as I'm loving Jesus and loving others, it doesn't really matter how I'm doing that. I could do that through fitness, or I can do that at my call center job, or I can do that being a youth leader, or I can do that just being a friend. And if I can be successful in loving Jesus and loving others, then I think that what God has for me is more than enough. For somebody who might be seeking after Jesus and is unsure, if they feel like they're too far gone, they're too deep in the dark, or they've done too much wrong or made too many mistakes, that's just not true. what Jesus did, he did for you. My life used to be full of shame and guilt and hurt and feeling like something was really missing, and just experiencing now and like how my life is new, and it's just full of joy and love and a lot of gratitude.